Good evening, everyone, um, and welcome to the special live stream on the heartbreaking case of Dacara Thompson. I'm Rebecca, your host for tonight's deep dive into true crime on Red True Crime. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We cover unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and breaking stories like this one. Tonight, we're focusing on the recent arrest and the murder of 19-year-old Dacara Thompson from Lanham, Maryland. This case has gripped the DMV area and beyond, involving a young woman full of promise, a mysterious encounter, and a suspect with a troubling background. Before we dive in, a quick content warning. We will be discussing violent crime, including murder details. Viewer discretion is advised. I'll be pulling from police reports, court documents, and recent news updates. And if you have questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll address as many as I can during a Q&A at the end. So let's start with who Dacara was. Dacara Rose Thompson was a vibrant 19-year-old, a recent graduate of St. Charles High School in Charles County. She was dedicated to community service, and she was participating in Maryland's Service Year Option Program, working with nonprofit Prince George County. Her family described her as a good young woman who wanted to do good for her community. And tragically, her life was cut short in what authorities believe was a senseless act of violence. So let's break down the timeline step by step. And on August 22nd, 2024, Dacara leaves her father's home in Lanham around 9:30 p.m., saying she's going to get gas and meet someone. She texts her family at 8:23 p.m. confirming this. Now, that's the last normal contact. Now, on August 23rd, her father can't reach her and reports her missing before 9 p.m. Police note her phone has been disabled. And August 24th, the family tracks her phone signal and finds her car abandoned at the intersection of Jasmine Terrace and Riggs Road in Hyattsville. Inside the car is her purse, wallet, cash, house keys, everything except for her phone, and there's no signs of a struggle at the car, which this raises massive red flags. So we're going to fast forward to the key evidence. Surveillance footage from around 2:40 a.m. Now, hold on. Surveillance footage around 2:40 a.m. shows her. Actually, go back. Okay, surveillance footage from around 2:40 a.m. to 3:06 a.m. on August 23rd shows Dacara leaving her white SUV and walking toward University Boulevard. Now, she approaches a black GMC Yukon Denali in a business parking lot, speaks to the driver through the driver's side window, and then walks around and gets into the passenger seat. Which, I don't know why she did that. Authorities traced the vehicle's tag to a home in Cambridge Drive in Bowie. And let's see, it's in Bowie, Maryland. And cell records confirmed Dacara was in that vehicle the entire time until her phone was deactivated at 5:03 a.m. Now, investigators believe the SUV arrived at the Bowie home around 3:47 a.m. Now, on August 31st, Maryland State Police respond to an abandoned vehicle on Route 50 between routes 450 and 97 in Annapolis. Now, if you want an idea as to, like, timeline, basically, this is all roughly about 30 to 45 minutes away from where she lived. So while they were on the scene, troopers spot a nude female body on the river embankment near the South River, thrown over a bridge about 30 feet down. They have reported the body was in bad shape, but an autopsy on September 1st helps with identification. On September 3rd, police meet with Dakara's family and confirm her identity based on photos. They inform the family she has been found deceased. Now, detectives execute a search warrant at the Cambridge Drive home around 9 p.m. on September 4th. They spot the black SUV parked out front, and before serving the warrant, they see a man leave the house and get into the SUV. They stop him and identify him as Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez, and they do detain him. Inside the home, in Hernandez Mendez's bedroom, blood evidence, multiple pairs of women's underwear, a wig, and one of Dakara's fingernails has been found. And police believe she was killed there before her body was disposed of about 7 miles away. Now, granted, this is from a Twitter post or X post. So, but on September 5th, Hernandez Mendez, 35, from Guatemala, is charged with first and second degree murder. and he's held without bond, and he's got an ICE, immigration detainer due to his illegal status in the U.S. He has a prior DUI arrest in April 2024 by U.S. Park Police, but has been released pending trial. Now, the cause of death is pending from the medical examiner, but initial findings point to homicide, likely involving blunt force or asphyxiation, given the body's condition. So let's get into the actual suspect. So this is what Hugo claims. Hugo Rene Hernandez Mendez told police he was at the Galaxy nightclub on University Boulevard, which is across the street from where Dacara got into the SUV. And he was there waiting to meet his ex-girlfriend, but never did. When questioned further, he denied involvement and asked for a lawyer. Police interviewed several roommates who live with him in the shared home. So I don't know how many people live in this house, but it's unclear if he and Dacara knew each other before that night. Detectives are still investigating that motive, and Hernandez Mendez is described as being in the country illegally from Guatemala. Now, he has a cousin who spoke out saying his behavior had changed recently, but offered no specifics on the case. Now, this case has sparked outrage, with Maryland Governor Westmore calling it a horrible loss and praising law enforcement for the quick arrest, which I'm amazed that they found an arrest so quickly. Dakara's family is grieving, and they've shifted a GoFundMe from search efforts to funeral costs, which I cannot even imagine what they're going through. These poor people. So, all right, everybody in the chat, what's standing out to you so far? Was it the surveillance footage, the quick trace of the vehicle? Drop your thoughts below. But moving to theories and open questions. Why did Dacara get into that SUV? Was it a random encounter, or was this a setup? What was going on here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But, and none of it makes any sense, why she got in that car. Because if you see the picture of this guy, he's a scary looking guy, so I don't know why she got in that car. The nightclub proximity is suspicious. Also, the deactivation of her phone at 5:03 a.m. right after arriving to his home suggests foul play started soon after, but no word yet on toxicology or the exact cause, but we'll update as autopsy results come in. Now, this just isn't a story. It's a reminder, and I cannot say this strong enough, this is a reminder of the dangers young women face. Dacara was serving her community, and her loss is felt so very deeply. So this is time for questions, everybody. If you've got any, please let me know. But as it stands now, any updates on a trial? He goes to court on September 8th, which is Monday. And as more things pop up, we'll cover it. But like I keep saying, every time you go out, you take a risk. There are people out there with bad intentions. I'm not saying never go out, but you've got to be careful, and you've got to let somebody know where you're going, because this could happen to anyone. It really could. So, as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. Please let somebody know where you're going, and take her story, take her experience as a cautionary tale, because this could happen to anybody. So this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I am so sorry that this has happened, and please be safe out there, everyone. Bye.